Most people think they know where they stand financially. They're wrong. There's a number that tells the truth about your life, not your salary, not your credit score. And most people are too scared to actually calculate it. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which level you're on, what trap is quietly killing your progress right now, and the one move that separates people who build real wealth from people who just look like they have it. Hey, I'm Buck. I've spent years obsessing over the behavioral gap between people who make the same income but end up in completely different financial realities a decade later. This channel is where I break that gap down. No fluff, no get-rich-quick nonsense. Just the actual mechanics of money that nobody bothered to explain in school. If that sounds like your kind of thing, subscribe, because we're about to go deep. And today we're doing something different. We're walking through all 10 levels of net worth, what they actually feel like from the inside, the specific trap hidden at each one, and the single most important move to break through to the next level. This isn't theory. This is the map. Let's start at the bottom. Level 1, negative net worth. Imagine you just landed your first real job, 22 years old, pulling $36,000 a year. You felt like you finally made it until your first paycheck arrived and you realized the government had other plans. After taxes, health insurance, and everything else the payroll system quietly carves out, you take home roughly half. Meanwhile, your student loans are sitting there at $42,000. There's a credit card balance that started as an emergency and became a lifestyle, and your checking account has $180 in it right now. Your net worth? Negative $44,000. Welcome to level 1. Here's the twist nobody warns you about. Being broke in America isn't just painful, it's expensive. The financial system charges you extra for having nothing. Overdraft fees average around $27 per transaction. The transaction that triggered them? Usually less than that. Banks collected billions in overdraft fees last year, almost entirely from people who couldn't afford a $20 grocery run. And if you hit a desperate moment and turn to a payday loan, those carry an average annual interest rate near 400%. The pitch sounds reasonable. Borrow $300, pay it back in 2 weeks, but the average borrower carries that debt for over 6 months. The entire business model bets on the fact that you can't pay it back on time. That's not a financial product. That's a trap with a storefront. The exit from level 1 has nothing to do with motivation or mindset. It's about stopping the bleeding. Compound interest grows in both directions, and at negative net worth, time is working against you. Every month you wait costs more than the month before. Level 2, 0 to 10,000. You're 25. The credit card is paid off. You've got $3,000 sitting in a savings account, and it took you 14 months to get there. That felt slow, until you learn that nearly 40% of American adults can't cover a $400 emergency without borrowing money or selling something. Not 4,000, 400. One car repair, one urgent care visit, one appliance that decides to quit on a Friday night. You exhaled. And that exhale is the trap. Because here's what relief does to your brain. It feels identical to safety, and they are not the same thing. You survived level 1, and now everything feels different. Slightly bigger apartment, slightly nicer car with a payment that seems totally manageable, a few more dinners out because you earned it. 12 months later, the $3,000 is gone, and you're not sure exactly where it went. Level 2 is where progress quietly gets swapped out for comfort before you even notice. The move here is simple, but most people skip it. Automate something. Even $50 a month redirected to a separate account, one you don't look at, starts building the psychological distance between you and the next emergency. You can't rely on willpower every single month. Make the decision once. Level 3, 10,000 to 50,000. You're 28, you got a raise. You started cooking more, cut a few subscriptions, and actually looked at what food delivery was costing you annually. The number was embarrassing. You now have $17,000 split between savings and a 401k your employer partially matches. Real positive net worth for the first time in your adult life. And here's what most people at level 3 completely miss. The money isn't working yet. Not really. At $17,000 invested at 7% returns, your portfolio generated about $1,200 last year on its own. That's basically one car payment. Compounding at this stage is like having an intern, technically contributing, mostly just watching. The trap is keeping everything in a savings account earning 0.5% while inflation quietly erodes it at 3%. Your money is sitting completely still, while everything around it gets more expensive. The exit is boring, and it works. Open a Roth IRA Max, your employer match, which is the only guaranteed 50 to 100% return that actually exists, and put the rest somewhere it can actually grow. The intern can't become a full employee until you give it real work to do. Level 4, 50,000 to 100,000. You're 32, you bought a house, you have a mortgage payment, a car payment on the reliable vehicle you needed after the old one finally died, a 401k sitting at 58,000, and a net worth on paper around $70,000. From the outside, you've arrived. From the inside, here's what the actual math looks like. Gross income, $75,000. Monthly take-home after taxes, around $4,900. Mortgage, $2,200. Car payment, $580. Insurance, $190. Student loans, $320. Groceries, $650. Utilities, $260. You are now sitting on roughly $500 for the rest of the month, and we haven't touched clothing, home maintenance, date nights, kids, or the basic psychological need to do something that isn't just surviving. The average millionaire spends about 1% of their net worth on their vehicle. The average level 4 person spends closer to 30%. The car you financed lost somewhere, between $6,000 and $8,000 in value the day you drove it off the lot. You paid for the depreciation, the interest, and the privilege. Congratulations. You financed a loss. The trap here is the belief that you've arrived. The house, the growing retirement account, the car, they feel like proof. Whether that proof is wealth building or expensive commitments stacked on top of each other depends entirely on what you do in the next 5 years. Level 5, 100,000 to 250,000. You're 37. You crossed 100,000 in net worth after 15 years of working. The number looks huge. The progress in recent years has looked tiny. You've started wondering if you're doing something wrong. You're not. But you are about to hit the most discouraging stretch of the entire journey, and almost nobody talks about why. Charlie Munger said something about personal finance that sounds almost cruel until you actually run the numbers. The first 100,000 is the hardest. It takes longer, grows slower, and feels like pushing a boulder uphill. But at a 7% annual return, here's what the math actually does. The first 100,000 takes nearly 8 years. The second 100,000 takes about 5. By the time you're at 500,000, you're adding 100,000 every 3 years, and you didn't work any harder than you did at 23. You just stayed. At this level, lifestyle creep is the villain. You got promoted. Take home went up $900 a month. Within 6 months, the apartment's nicer, the car got upgraded, and your savings rate is somehow lower than before the raise. Lifestyle creep doesn't knock, just moves in quietly, eats every dollar you give it, and patiently waits for your next raise to do it again. The exit is automation. Move money before you see it. Your future self is not more disciplined than you are right now. They're the same person. Stop asking yourself to be heroic every single month and make the decision once. Now here's where I need you to stay with me. Because what happens above 250,000 is where the math starts doing something most people never expect, and where a very specific trap shows up that's designed to catch the people who worked the hardest to get here. Level 6, 250,000 to 500,000. You're 42. Combined household income around 160,000. Net worth somewhere around 320. Life is genuinely comfortable. Bills get paid without panic. Vacation happens once a year, and you haven't done the anxious grocery math in a while, and you're still lying awake at 2 in the morning thinking about whether you'll actually be able to retire. That's not irrational. At 320,000, the 4% rule generates about $13,000 a year. That's not retirement income. That's a side hustle without the hustle. But here's the trap nobody sees coming. Both incomes are now fully deployed. The mortgage was sized for 2 salaries, the cars, the neighborhood, the school, the activities, all calibrated to 160 combined, which means neither of you can quit. Neither of you can get sick for long. Neither of you can take a pay cut for something more meaningful without the entire structure wobbling. The golden handcuffs don't feel like a trap. They feel like a life you built. That's what makes them so effective. The silver lining, somewhere around 200,000 invested, your annual returns start exceeding your annual contributions. You've hit the crossover point. After this, compounding does more work than you do. You just have to not blow it. Level 7, 500,000 to 1 million. You're 47. Net worth just cleared 500,000. You checked your account one morning and the number was just sitting there, quietly, like it had always been there. Your first thought was that you probably shouldn't mention this to anyone at work. At 500,000 invested at 8%, your portfolio generates $40,000 a year while you're in traffic, while you're at the grocery store, while you're doing anything at all. Your portfolio is running in the background like an employee who never calls in sick, never asked for a raise, and never once complained about the commute. The trap at level 7 is allocation. Most people at this stage have 30 to 50% of their net worth locked inside their house, inaccessible without selling or borrowing against it. You can have 700,000 in net worth and only 60,000 you can actually deploy. Home equity counts. It just doesn't compound the way a brokerage account does. The move is to stop treating home equity as your primary investment strategy and start treating it as what it actually is: a large, illiquid, undiversified position in one specific zip code. It matters. It's just not a substitute for the brokerage account you've been underfeeding for a decade. Level 8, 1 million to 3 million. You're 53. You crossed 1 million. You checked the app on a Tuesday morning, 7:18 a.m., standing in your kitchen, and the number was there: 1,240,000. You waited for the feeling, the arrival, the clarity everyone implies is coming. Nothing showed up, not devastated, nothing. Just quiet. You closed the app and made coffee and went to work, because $1 million at a 4% withdrawal rate is $40,000 a year, which is fine. It is not, I never have to think about money. Again, money. I think about money slightly less frantically money. Here's the part that completely rearranges your assumptions about who actually builds this kind of wealth. A study of over 10,000 millionaires found the 5 most common professions were engineer, accountant, teacher, manager, and attorney. Not tech founders, not viral real estate investors. Teachers. Nearly 80% received 0 inheritance. A third never made 6 figures in any single year. What they did, almost universally, invest consistently for a long time in boring places and never touch it. What do they drive? Most of them drive Hondas, Toyotas, or Fords. The median price paid for their most recent vehicle, around $30,000. A used Camry. Meanwhile, the vast majority of people driving luxury vehicles in America are not millionaires. They just look like them. The person building real wealth is driving a 2019 Civic with $94,000 in a brokerage account that would make your jaw drop. The person performing wealth is making $1,400 monthly payments on a truck they use exclusively to drive to a desk. From the outside, you'd guess wrong every single time. The trap at level 8 is the moving goalpost. $1 million felt like enough until you got here. Now 3 million sounds more like it. Psychologists call it hedonic adaptation. In financial terms, it has quietly derailed more retirement plans than any market crash in history. Level 9, 3 million to 10 million. You're 60, net worth 4.2 million. You haven't said that number out loud to almost anyone because you've noticed it changes how people look at you. At 4 million, the 4% rule generates $160,000 a year. Work is no longer a financial necessity, it's a choice. Not the kind of choice where you're doing the math every month, checking margins, keeping a safety net. Structurally, genuinely, get up and quit on a Wednesday kind of optional. And here's how you know something fundamental has shifted. Your kid gets a job offer in another city, and you encourage them to take it without quietly running the numbers on your own safety net. The trap at level 9 wears expensive suits and carries business cards. At this level, people start appearing with alternative investment opportunities, hedge funds, private equity, things that come with a glossary. They'll tell you, your boring index fund strategy was great for getting here, but now you require something more sophisticated. More sophisticated usually means higher fees, worse liquidity, and after those fees, worse returns. Less than 10% of hedge funds consistently beat a basic index fund over a 10-year period. The boring strategy that got you here is almost certainly the right thing to keep doing. Don't pay someone 2% plus 20% of gains to find that out the expensive way. Level 10, 10 million and above, you're 66, net worth 14 million, and the financial system, the same system that charged you $27 for a $30 overdraft 40 years ago, now operates by an entirely different rule book, one that most people don't know exists. At this level, you don't sell assets to fund your lifestyle, you borrow against them. The assets keep compounding. You pay no capital gains tax. And when you eventually pass, your heirs receive those assets at a stepped-up cost basis, meaning the gains essentially reset. The strategy even has a name: buy, borrow, die, which sounds like a dark action movie tagline, but is actually just standard estate planning at this level. At 14 million, a 4% withdrawal is $560,000 a year. Your portfolio generates more annually than most people will earn across a full decade of working. But here's the hardest truth. At level 10, 70% of wealthy families lose their fortune by the second generation, 90% by the third. The number one cause isn't bad investments. It's communication breakdown. Kids handed a number without understanding the philosophy behind it. Heirs who received wealth without learning how it was built. You spent 4 decades building something real. The challenge at level 10 isn't protecting the money. It's transferring the mindset. And most families find out too late that those are completely different problems. And only one of them has a financial solution. The gap between the person who reaches 65 with 4 million in index funds, driving a paid-off car, sleeping without an alarm, and the person still working a job they've hated for 15 years to cover a mortgage on a house they bought to impress people they've mostly lost touch with. That gap didn't open at 65. It opened in 100 small moments across 4 decades. The car payment signed at 28, the lifestyle upgrade that quietly absorbed the raise, the savings rate that shrank every time income went up, because spending has a way of filling every container you give it. There is no trophy for looking like you're at a higher level than you are. No prize for performing wealth while building debt. The only scoreboard that actually matters is the one nobody else can see. Net worth, assets minus liabilities, that's your real number. Now you know which level you're on, and now you know the trap sitting right in front of you. If you want to go deeper, how to actually build the plan for your specific level, which accounts to open in what order, how to break through the behavioral traps that stop most people, that's what this channel is for. Hit subscribe, drop your current level in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. And if you're ready to take your first step toward financial freedom, then watch this next video and learn how to make every dollar work in your favor. Your future self will thank you.